Today we are making chocolate ice cream recipe. This recipe is made with Amul cream that is available everywhere, and you can see how velvety it is. The best part is we are not going to add any emulsifier, stabilizer or thickener. Let's make chocolate ice cream. Amul cream that we are using needs to be chilled. There are two methods. First is to keep it in the fridge overnight or for about 10-12 hours. The second method is keeping it in the freezer for 1 hour. After 1 hour, take it out and put it in the fridge for 2 more hours. So in 3 hours of time, the cream will be chilled. So I am following the second method and the cream is super chilled for me, so I am taking it out now. Please do not shake the cream box even once, because that way the thick part of the cream and the thin part of the cream will mix. Let me open it and show it to you. So this is basically a 1 liter cream packet, good for about 2 to 2.5 liters of ice cream. See here, the cream is so thick on top. Let's scoop it out. You can take it out into a large bowl, because in the same bowl we will make the ice cream. I have checked this method twice and I have seen that with 1 liter of cream, we generally get about 700 grams of this thick cream and 300 grams of thin cream. So this thick cream is ready, and see in the bottom part of the box we have thin liquid cream. If you measure it, this will be about 1 cup or about 300 grams. So we have two things with us right now, 700 grams of thick cream in a big bowl and 300 grams of cream which is liquid. So now first let's keep the thick cream in the fridge because we want that chilled, and the thin cream I won't ask you to use in other recipes. We will use this thin cream also today itself in this recipe itself. Add that thin cream in a big pan or a kadhai. Along with that we will add milk, which will be 3 cups. So in total, if you are confused, in this pan we have 4 cups of liquid, in which 3 cups are milk and 1 cup is the thin cream. Around 1 liter that is. Now we will add sugar, which will be 1.5 cups. If you want market-like taste and texture, then you can add 2 cups of sugar. Now heat this up in medium to high flame, and before it heats up, take about 3 or 4 ladlefuls out into a small bowl. Because we are making chocolate ice cream, we have taken some of the milk out, and in this room temperature milk, we will add cocoa powder. The cocoa powder quantity is half a cup for 2 to 2.5 liters of ice cream. I am adding it by tablespoons, so that is 8 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Now we will mix it with a whisk. Make sure there are no lumps. Cocoa powder mixture is ready, and see the milk is also about to boil. We are basically making thick milk right now, or in simple words, less condensed milk. We don't want to make it like condensed milk, but less thicker than that. Right now we will have to boil it for about 10 to 12 more minutes in high flame. So after about 12 minutes, you can notice how the color of the milk has also changed to light yellow. This looks good. Now we will add the cocoa powder paste into it and give it a stir. We will have to cook it for 10 more minutes. Doing it this way, the powderiness of cocoa powder will also go away. Please make sure to keep stirring this every now and then. We don't want the cocoa powder milk to burn, otherwise the taste will go weird. So keep stirring every now and then, and I've cooked it for 10 more minutes. Now this looks good. Thick but not very thick also. So now we will turn off the flame and add chocolate into it. You might be thinking, we have already added cocoa powder. Why chocolate now? Guys, for a complete chocolate taste, you need to add some cocoa butter also. So here I am adding 50 grams of dairy milk, which has cocoa butter into it, and that will help us get the real taste of chocolate. With just cocoa powder, the taste and experience is incomplete. Do make sure to remember that we have to add chocolate only after turning off the flame. Otherwise, the chocolate will burn. Now we have to cool this down completely, so you can keep it under the fan for 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes keep it in the fridge so that this also chills. We don't want this to be hot or in room temperature. Chocolate mixture also needs to be chilled. Now let's do the task of the recipe, that is whipping Amul cream, which is low fat with 25% fat only. Here I have a mixing bowl with ice cubes. This is going to be an ice bath, so I am adding some water also in this. On top of this, we will place the bowl of chilled thick cream. The setup is such that the cream will remain chilled all the time because the bowl is dipped in ice water. Now we have to whip the cream. For that, here I am using a hand mixer. Please do not use a mixer grinder for this recipe, as we have to add air bubbles in the cream. For that, you have to use a blender or a hand mixer like this one. It will take about 15 minutes, that's right, 15 minutes to whip the cream even with a machine like this one. Because the cream is very thick, I have started the machine in 1 number speed. Slowly we will increase to 3 number speed and finally to 5, which is the maximum speed of this machine. I am not removing any step, I am showing you the complete clip. This is after about 6 minutes of whipping. The cream is liquid but it is beginning to thicken up with air bubbles. Now at this moment we will add sugar into it, which is half a cup. You have to use powdered sugar right now. You can also add up to 1 cup of sugar to make it much more sweeter and much more softer in texture. I am talking about the ice cream. The more sugar there is, the softer the ice cream will be. Now we have to whip this again till stiff peaks. It will take at least 10 more minutes. You can also do this step by hand by using a hand whisk, but the effort will be way too much because Amul cream, as it is low fat, will need a lot of time to whip it. With a hand whisk, it will take minimum 40 minutes to whip the cream. Here I have whipped the cream for 10 more minutes after adding the sugar, so in total 16 minutes of whipping and the cream has got the stiff peaks that we needed. If this was some non-dairy whipping cream, the bowl would have been full. So basically what I want to convey is Amul cream hasn't captured as much air because it is low fat. I am now removing the ice bath and I am going to give it a final whip. After that we will add the chocolate mixture into it. But don't add all of it at once. First add half of it, mix it with a spatula. Don't run the machine now because there is a thick liquid that we have added. The air can escape otherwise. Once half of the chocolate mixture is mixed really well with a spatula, add the remaining. For extra flavor, you can also add some roasted almonds. About 2 or 3 teaspoons should be good. And the ice cream mixer is very thick, guys, and very rich, very velvety. You won't be able to eat more than a scoop of this. So to maintain the consistency, I have added 1 cup of milk into it. Just be careful, after adding the chocolate mix, we have to mix it with a spatula or a spoon only. Don't run the machine again. Here you can see the texture is looking great. It is not very thick, not very liquidy. The magic of ice cream is all in sugar. The more sugar there is, the less hard it will be. For me, this is with normal sweetness, which will set beautifully. So now we will set the ice cream. I am putting it in the freezer for about 12 hours. See my older batch? Looking so velvety, isn't it? So next day you can see the ice cream is frozen. The freezer was in full setting, that is minus 24 degrees centigrade, and it was in express mode also for a different recipe that I was doing. So the ice cream has frozen hard. We will wait for a few minutes before scooping it out. There you go. Here we have our chocolate ice cream ready, which is made with just milk and cream. Even the cream that we have used is not non-dairy whipping cream. You will totally love the taste and texture of this ice cream, guys. Do try it once. I'm serving it with a garnish of chocolate sauce and almonds. Normally you see there are so many recipes of ice cream and most of them use whipping cream. Even I have posted a lot of them, and all of those recipes are basically frozen dessert because non-dairy whipping cream is not made with milk. Do try this recipe out, guys. I'm 100% sure you will totally enjoy the velvety and the creaminess of real milk ice cream.